I think he's playing as well as any quarterback in our league. And if you notice now, we'll have to actually see him on game day to notice this for sure. But when we watch the tapes, if you notice that most people now, the quarterback is at the line of scrimmage and he barks signals, and so that you give away what you're going to do on defense, or you're going to blitz or do this, and then everybody looks to the sidelines, and the coach, after he sees what you're going to do on defense, he calls the correct play or tries to call the correct play. On all the films, we don't see Utah doing that. We see Brian Johnson doing that. We see him barking the signals, and nobody looks to the sidelines, but he starts pointing guys out and walks up to the line and changes the play. That's a very experienced quarterback that understands what he's doing and probably most of the time gets him in the right play, and that's much more effective, your starting quarterback being able to do that, than 11 guys turning to the sidelines waiting for a coach on the sidelines to call the correct play.
Does college football become more of a chess match in that sense of who's going to get the play in last and make their adjustments at the last minute before the clock runs out?
Yeah, I think it's becoming more and more like that. I think it's, and in fact, I don't like it. It's becoming, you're taking more and more away from the players and trying to control more and more of it from the sidelines. And that's all because of the pressure of winning. But speaking from being an old quarterback, part of the fun of playing is you making the adjustments yourself, or as a team making the adjustments as the game's going along. That's part of the fun of playing.
Do you guys do anything different or put any different emphasis whenever you face a ranking opponent?
No. I think I mentioned it yesterday to them, but I wouldn't have to. I mean, they know where their ranking is. They know how good they are. It's interesting. You have a lot harder time if you're playing a team that isn't given the respect that I think all teams deserve. All teams can play good on a given day. So every team that has players that put the kind of time and effort that Division I athletes put in, anybody that does that deserves your respect. But the media approach to certain teams, the way they describe certain teams, the way they talk about certain teams, will give some teams an inflated view of themselves or a degrading view of the opponent. So when you play a top 10 team, you don't have to say a word. They know how good they are. But you play a team that's, 4-5? And we're described in a different sense. There's some teams that would overlook us, and then they would be in trouble. Utah won't overlook